Welcome to the Art of Procurement, the official podcast of the Catalyst community. And our purpose is to enhance the impact of procurement by elevating the discussion one conversation at a time. Here at Art of Procurement, Catalysts come together every single week to share their challenges, ideas, successes, and perspectives on the business of procurement. Hi there, I'm Philip Eidson, and thank you for tuning in to the Art of Procurement today. If you're a regular listener, you'll know that we typically publish an interview every Monday. But this month, we're celebrating Take Action October. So for October only, we're publishing a 5-minute daily micropod to help you take action to elevate the influence and the impact of both yourself and your team. If you're joining us midway through this series, listen to episode 204. That will give you more details on Take Action October and the daily 5-minute podcast. I also explain the concept of a vehicle in that episode, which in my experience is the single most important factor that determines your ability to translate learnings into action. In today's Take Action podcast, I want to talk about demand management. So we all know the best way to save money is not to spend it at all. And yet I've found that demand management is actually an underused strategy in our cost savings arsenal. It can be hard to influence demand for sure, and also many of us cannot claim demand management savings, which I'm sure influences what we sometimes work on and what we prioritize. There's actually a number of demand management strategies you can use, and I shared a few back in episode 71. But today I just wanted to share one, and that is an over-engineered scope or specification. It's not unusual for a business to scope out a piece of work which includes a lot of nice-to-haves, but they're not really required for the service being provided. On the direct side, the materials, it may be that a product is over-engineered. Have you scoped a far more complex product or service than is necessary? An example that comes to mind from the services space would be an engagement that includes an element of consulting or project management. So it's natural to request that you want the best people perform a particular job. However, is it really necessary based on what you're buying to have senior level consultants or partners even doing a lot of the work when a more junior level consultant would actually be appropriate for the services being bought? Another example could be the language requirements in a call center. Are you requiring that your supplier provide local language support for all your major locations when you're a global company where employees are all comfortable in speaking English? On that theme, take a look at your supplier SLAs and KPIs. Are the metrics that you've required of your supplier too aggressive? Do they represent, again, a nice-to-have or a perfect world situation? Worse still, it could be that you've actually tied financial penalties on the supplier based on the attainment of these SLAs. The ability of your supplier to actually achieve this then comes at a steep price, which then obviously has a knock-on effect on the price to you. If we use the call center example, an example could be that you have a metric that, say, requires their firm that you've outsourced your IT help desk to actually answer the phone within 3 seconds. What would happen to your internal users if that changed to 5 seconds? Not a lot, really. But it would make the metric much easier for the supplier to achieve and likely reduce the number of staff that they have around at any one time waiting for the phone to ring. However, what this does do is it increases the burden on the service provider of providing a level of service or a level of quality that may actually not be necessary based on what it is being purchased. And so my action item today is this. Go back and look at one of your supplier contracts and identify areas of the specification or metrics that were over-engineered. Then start the process of removing these from the contract, working in partnership with your stakeholder and your supplier, and capture the benefits of doing so along the way. Thanks for joining me for this special Take Action October podcast from the Art of Procurement. You can check out today's question by going to artofprocurement.com/takeaction2018. If the idea of taking small actions on a regular basis is something that resonates with you, I'd love for you to check out the details of our Procurement Capability Development Program, the Catalyst platform. The Catalysco platform translates dots into lines. So taking individual pieces of learning, insight, validation, and inspiration and connecting them to coordinated strategies and actions, that's really important, that elevate your influence and your impact. The Catalysco platform helps procurement professionals all around the world become truly trusted advisors. So if that's something that you would like to check out, visit artofprocurement.com/TCP. That's artofprocurement.com/TCP. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another Take Action October daily podcast.